Hi guys, I'm Scunty, and I'm doing deep voice for no fucking reason. I'm such a fucking mouth. Alright, today we're going to be going over the three most, I'd say, used Scunt loadouts. If you don't know what Scunt is, well, it's an annoying scout player. You probably know them, and they probably have sort of fuck you engineer mine. But mind which I'll spam and chat like a bunch. It's a weird thing. I I have some gameplay in the background. Obviously, you can see it. I get like I'd say I'm alright in this gameplay. So, yeah. Alright. So first, what we're gonna do. Sorry. We're gonna be looking at the first sort of class. And this is the one that I like to call annoying skunts, but retarded. I mean, you can tell these names really. It took me a long time. Alright, so this guy is a bit stupid because he's probably played the game for quite a few hours. Maybe 6, 7, and he's unlocked some stuff. He's unlocked the Force of Nature, the Coca-Cola, and the Candy Cane. And he'll use them because he thinks if I've unlocked it, it's better. And also, he's used the Force of Nature, and by this time, his small, tiny brain has realised that it does knock back. And he hates pyros. I mean, most skunts like me hate pyros, but I mean, in some of our other classes, it's sort of easier to get around pyros. But this is the I hate you pyro, go away. Okay, so he'll use the Force of Nature because he'll see the knockback, and he'll think, oh, if a pyro comes near me, I'll just knock him back and like run the other, or like run in it, like around him or something, which doesn't really work because he'll normally just. Well, okay. Let me give you an example. You knock a. Okay, if you've played well, you know there's 2 bridges before you get to one of the bases, to blue base. So the pyros met you just before you go onto the bridges. You hit him with the Force of Nature, and he backs up onto the left bridge. You run onto the right bridge. Now the thing is, he's just gonna meet you at the. What he's gonna do is he's just gonna walk to the right bridge and burn you, or air blast you and burn you. It's really okay. So it's a bad example if you don't play TF2. But if you play TF2, you're probably, this is the reason you're watching it. So, the reason he's a bit dumb is because it's a lot easier to knock someone back as a pyro, which is, I find hilarious. Because normally, getting a Force of Nature good knockback, you need to get close to them with a good meat shot, which most new players don't know how to do properly. So, to be fair, it'd probably be better if they just go and play pyro to counter the other pyros to air blast them. Because it's easier to knock people off with an air blast than it is to do with a Force of Nature. But I guess these guys don't get it. Alright, so next we have the Criticola. They will always use the Criticola because they've seen one TF2 YouTube video. Uncle Dane's Please Remove Crits. It's I mean, I dislike engineers. We have a whole class about it. Us fellow scunts, we have a class about it. But he's watched Uncle Dane the Enji main, and he saw what Uncle Dane thinks about crits, which I actually got 2 in this gameplay, 2 random crits, which is pretty pog. But yeah. So he always equips a critical because he thinks. One, he doesn't realize it's mini crits, and 2, he thinks that they can change a fight, which mini crits can't, random crits can. And then he uses the candy cane because his little brain has figured out that when you fight a pyro, I mean, you might get burnt a bit. So if you do the last hit with the candy cane, you get a small med kit. And yeah, but the enemies can use it, so normally the enemy just steals it. But either way, the candy cane is just used even outside of Scunt playing and just playing normal scout if you don't love, pyros. And then what I've noticed is they'll still use the pyro vision goggles, but they've heard about the gibbous a lot, and seen a bunch of YouTubers complain about it. So they'll use the party hat thinking that it's also not a noob hat, which it is, which I find is pretty funny. But we've talked about enough of that, and I've spent 5 minutes talking about that class. Okay, let's hurry up. The second image, which I'll put on screen, is the Scunt, annoying Scunt, but he's not retarded. I know, right? It's a weird world. So, and you might be saying in the comments, hey Scunty, isn't this your class? And no, fuck you, I don't use the rap assassin, I don't have brain damage. And neither does this class. Okay, so, I kept my cosmetics, because I think I'm a Scunt, but not totally retarded, and I thought it was, funny. So at first they'll use the soda popper, because the Force of Nature is the Force of Nature, it's not that good, not many people like it, but yeah, soda popper, because also they think, they like movement, and they love movement games, but they're toxic, but they love movement games, which I respect, and I love movement games. And then they'll also use the Pretty Boys pocket pistol, because as I said, they're not stupid, they know that it gives them a health buff, and they feel like when they're fighting harder classes to kill, it might come in handy, which it is. And then you have the Rap Assassin. I don't personally use this, I used to. This is like the Sandman, but a bit better. And they'll normally just spam it into choke points and try to get like a multi-bleed, which is not really a viable tactic. So yeah, but lots of people use this, and can't really judge them for using it. So I'd say it's a pretty good class, but there's definitely better. Definitely better melees. But I mean, most of all, it's an alright class, and if you fight these guys, it's not super difficult to kill them if you know what you're doing when you're fighting scouts. So I'd say these guys are somewhat annoying, but not as annoying as fan scouts. These guys have a lot higher chance to kill you, but fan scouts are just a pain in the arse, so yeah. And we go on to our final loadout, and I like to call this the fuck you Enji, I hate you and your stupid sentry nests. What you'll do is they think, okay, I hate sentries, so their plan is, how about I just outrun the sentry gun? Which is impossible. You should totally become the second Scum if you're going to be a Scum, because this doesn't work. I mean, the primary's alright, like, the babyface blaster's okay if you're dicking about, but, you can't outrun a sentry gun, just so you know. Just get one of your friends to become a competent spy. Sorry, that's up. Alright, because I've got to 8 minutes. Great. Alright, so first, there's the babyface blaster, because they know, and they've heard from people like Soundsmith and other creators, that the babyface blaster used to be OP. And they think, well, I'm skilled, I'm epic, I'm Pog, I'll just make it OP again by being good and hitting all my shots and killing a bunch of people, becoming really fast. Which, I mean, I use the babyface blaster quite a bit. I'd say it's possible to make it pretty good. I mean, the 10% buff at the beginning isn't fun, but I guess if you're good with the Babyface Blaster, it's genuinely viable. So what they'll do is use Babyface Blaster to move really fast. And for secondary, you're probably thinking, why does he have the Flying Guillotine? And Pretty Boy's Pocket Pistol will be way better for this. I know, right? Why is he doing this? Or the Winger. He uses the Flying Guillotine because he thinks with the melee, which is the atomizer, he'll triple jump up, do some quick bleed damage by chucking a Flying Guillotine. Because also, this guy thinks he's the shit. And he thinks he will land every guillotine. So he'll chuck it into an Enji's nest, thinking the Enji will be overwhelmed by the bleeding, and that, yeah, he can just run away, which essentially will still kill him. It's not very good. And then the atomizer for the triple jump. And I've noticed these guys normally wear the Vive la France, because they think they're the real shit. And lots of people who think that wear the Vive la France, and also the Bombernomicon, because they like war, which isn't a real issue, just, yeah. So that was the top 3 Scunt loadouts that everyone uses. And number 2, apart from the Rap Assassin, I'll use Atomizer, because it's genuinely a good loadout. But this has got 10 minutes, so okay. Bye, follow my friend on Twitch, GTX 04TX. I got that completely wrong. But